Natalie and Josh haven't exactly had a perfect relationship so far, and now it looks like things might be about to take a turn for the worse because Josh's ex-wife has just been introduced to us on the show, and you'll never believe what I found out about Josh and her. Josh and Natalie haven't been together very long, but they're already having problems, and one of their biggest arguments happened after they were first intimate together, and Josh had to go to work the morning after, and Natalie really did not like that, and things were already not great between them because of things like this, but I feel like this was only the beginning because now that we've met Josh's ex-wife, I really don't know how Natalie's going to handle all this. So Josh's ex-wife, her name is Candace, and from what she said, she and Josh are still super close. So she and Josh were together for 9 years, and apparently they still spend a lot of time together nowadays. And even though they broke up a while ago, their relationship seems to have only grown stronger, and Candace said that Josh was her best friend, and she also admitted that she still sometimes told him that she loved him, and sometimes people even think that they're still together apparently, and that honestly doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, if they tell each other that they love each other and they were in a relationship for 9 years, I just don't know. I don't think that's completely normal. I'll just say it. I get it that they could be really good friends, but at the same time, I do think it's a little odd for two exes to be this close, especially since they clearly still come across as a couple to other people, and Natalie claimed that she was fine with this and with their relationship, but I honestly wouldn't blame her if she wasn't, because this does seem kind of weird in my opinion, and there's not a lot we actually know about Candace. We obviously heard some stuff about her on the show, but I did some digging and found out some more stuff about her. So according to her Facebook, Candace lives in Peoria, Arizona, and I couldn't actually find when her birthday was or how old she was, but I do have some theories. So Candace has 86 in her Instagram name, but she also has 94 in her Facebook name. And I think this means that she was probably born in 86 or 94, which means that she must be either 36 or 28, but only one of these numbers actually makes sense, because we know that Josh and Candace have a son named Jet together, and Jet is 16 years old. Because if Candace was 28 right now, that would mean that she'd have to have had Jet when she was 12, and that doesn't really make sense, so she has to be 36, right? From what we know, she was married to Josh for 9 years, and if she's 36 now, then that would mean that she had Jet when she was 20, which definitely makes a lot of sense. And I also think that her Instagram name is probably more reliable than her Facebook name, because often people have these random numbers in their names on Facebook that don't actually mean a thing, and they are automatically generated, and I think that's probably the case here, because it just wouldn't make any sense if she was born in 1994, but I can definitely see her being 36. Plus, we know that Josh is 40, and I read somewhere that they got divorced in 2014, so again, I feel like she's definitely 36. Otherwise, the timeline wouldn't work here at all. But Candace is a model who's apparently appeared in both print and digital photos, and she's pretty active on her Instagram, and her bio says that she's all about a good times and tan lines, and it's pretty clear from all of her content that she's really into hunting and fishing, and Candace even does archery based on some of her photos, and her account has over 20,000 followers, so she's not really doing bad for herself on social media. And I think I even saw her doing a sponsored post on Instagram, so I think it's safe to say that she makes some money off of her social media, and in general, I'd say that she probably makes a decent amount of money overall. I read somewhere that other than modeling, she also has a job that's, all about hunting, which seems to be one of her favorite things to do. But one thing that I find interesting about Candace and Josh's relationship is that it's not been officially confirmed if Kinsley is their kid as well, because I already mentioned that they have a son named Jet together who's about 16 years old, but we know that Josh also has a 5-year-old daughter named Kinsley, and in the episode with Candace and Natalie mentioned that they had a son together, but she didn't mention anything about a daughter, and this makes me think that Josh probably had Kinsley with someone else, especially since we know that she's only 5 years old, and Candace and Josh allegedly got divorced in 2014. And I'm also like 99% sure I remember Josh saying early on in single life that he has kids with 2 different women. So yeah, likely not Candace, but one of Candace's latest posts on Instagram was super interesting too. So she posted a photo of herself with a really weird caption. The caption said that there was nothing but good time and sunshine here, no room for shade, and Candace also used a couple of hashtags, but the one I found the most interesting was the one that said take that B elsewhere. And I think she must have been referring to the clips from the show of her and Natalie talking about Josh, and that have been going around for a while now, because clearly people had some interesting reactions to those, and I'm not surprised because some of the stuff that Candace said during the episode came across as kind of weird. I mean, other than the bizarre details about her super close relationship with Josh, she also seemed to have a lot of opinions on Natalie, and she said that Natalie was different from the girls that Josh had dated in the past, and she definitely didn't mean that as a compliment. And she said that Josh usually went for girls that were younger and that had a different look, and this comment definitely came across as if she was trying to say that Natalie isn't good looking enough for Josh, which, I mean, that seems, pretty rude. And I think it's pretty ironic that she said there was no shade here in her Instagram caption, because there seemed to be a lot of shade directed at Natalie on the fishing trip. And Candace also said that her opinion really mattered to Josh when it came to who he was dating. And this would make a lot of sense to me if it was because of, like, Jet. And obviously you want to be careful who you introduce your kid to, but Jet isn't really a small kid anymore. I mean, he's 16, and I just get the feeling that this isn't about Candace's concern for their son anyway. She did say that they were still really close, but again, I feel like it's weird for him to be talking, dating advice from his ex-wife, and I just feel like there's something off about their relationship, and I'm not surprised at all that Candace said that a lot of women in the past have been uncomfortable with her and Josh's relationship, and honestly, I think a lot of people would feel the same way. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's weird that Josh is still so close with Candace? Or do you think their relationship is normal? And do you believe that Candace was still, trying to be shady about Natalie? Guys, let me know in the comments down below.